very connected to React 19, and you have followed the silence that you just
Yeah.
talked about. Share that.
Yes. So, I got to tell you, React 19 it saved my life. When I was at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was just going down my rabbit hole on the internet, and then I came across the roundtable set by Senator Ron Johnson, and it was injured people. And one of the people that spoke was Brianne Dressen, who's actually become one of my best friends now. And her story was so true to me. Everything she was going through was exactly what I was. So, without hesitation, I reached out to the nonprofit and told them what was going on with me. I said I was very scared to speak out publicly, but anything I can do to help. So they've just become family to me, and the film is just absolutely remarkable. Matthew Guthrie, who directed it, they just have so much passion and love for our, and I'm just so excited that this taboo subject is actually going to the public, and we have it in a film that's magnificent and it's heart wrenching and it will change lives. We hope to see you guys there this weekend.
Yeah, the premiere is taking place this Saturday. Follow the Silenced, and that's over at the Directors Guild. Sunset in Hollywood, as Jessica
Hollywood.
Sutta just said. But followthesilenced.com is the place you can go to get silenced with a D at the end of it. You mentioned, Jessica, that you first connected with Brianne Dressen, who is a friend of ours as well. And the first time we met Brianne was at a time when I was still pretty bad off with my vaccine injury. Met her
Yeah.
up in her hometown in Utah, and my wife Jerry and I went and had breakfast with her and her daughter, talked for a couple of hours. It's really weird because Jerry was sitting opposite Brienne, and it was what we heard from Jerry after a few minutes was watching Brienne and seeing the exact same look and mannerisms that I had from the vaccine injury, even though we had different injuries.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a very painful sight to see. And unless you experience it yourself or someone that you love, you can't really see causes, but you get a deep visceral connection of like, wow, they're going through a lot of pain. And it's a big heartache to see other people going through the same thing we're going through. Because,
And,
it's like neurological.
and Jessica, you, of course, were in the limelight with the Pussycat Dolls for many years. What happened once you against the vaccine? What happened with your friends and your Hollywood peers?
I was basically ostracized from society from that. I mean, a lot of people don't want association because I am speaking out. It's one of those no subjects you just don't speak out on. So I've lost a lot of friends, but I've gained people in my life, rejection, God's protection, and it actually moved me away from Los Angeles. I couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, I mean, I have for my friends in Hollywood that I used to be friends with, but I've lost a lot of respect for a lot of people that are injured in the industry and haven't spoken out to stop this from happening. We have
And
platforms, and it's important to use them for the better good of humanity.
now you're working on a project in Nashville. Tell us about that.
Yes, so I just was in the studio with Jimmy Deepak last week. We did a song called "Where Did Humanity Go?" It's actually a part of the film. You'll see a little bit because I first wrote it like a couple of years ago just for a cathartic experience, just to get it out. And so you'll see it in the film that I'm working on it. But then I just called Jimmy and Deepak and I said, I need your magic. And sure enough, they came in and it's extraordinary. Jacob Bunton is a producer, a good friend of mine. And it's a lot of fun in the studio. I haven't been in the studio in a lot of years. So it was nice to be back to work. And I'm so excited to perform it live. We'll be doing it next month to be a great experience to be able to speak my message through music because I think music is the most healing.
Certainly so. We're talking with Jessica Sue, with the Pussycat Dolls, talking about the movie Follow the Silenced. And followthesilenced.com is where you want to go to make sure you get for the premiere of it this Saturday, 11 a.m. at the Directors Guild off of Sunset Boulevard. Followthesilenced.com. What's next for you in terms of React 19, Jessica?
I think my objective this year is that we have been hidden from society, in mainstream media. It's always, let's not talk about it, let's hide them. No, for my goal this year is to get full visual forefront of all the injured, to get voices out, to stop this from happening to other people, to change vaccine compensation programs, to really take care of people. We have on our hands, the time is clicking, the clock is ticking. So we don't have 10 years to do a lawsuit. We need it now. We need the medical assistant now, everything from these devastating injuries. So that's my main goal this year, is to really just start screaming from the mountaintops, like, hey, okay, years, we understand this is something that's not everyone, but it's time to accept it. And it's time to change and help the people that are suffering. And that's it.
React identified over 40,000 COVID vaccine victims here in this country. So it's
Right.
not just a small group of people injured. And I learned through my journey with vaccine injury is that the government system, the CDC's system of reporting vaccine injuries, known as SARS, I believe, S-A,
Bears.
yeah,
Yeah, bears.
uh, all the research is showing, and I learned for myself in trying to vaccine injury, which is beyond impossible to do, that
Right.
only about 1% of the actual injured are reported in the system. So to use the
Yeah.
math, we believe that the vaccine injured for COVID and for shingles could be just 1 in 2,000 chance of doing it.
Yeah. I've actually heard 1 in 800 in COVID vaccine injury. I think numbers are up in the air, but when you're experiencing it, people say it's rare. It's not so rare, especially in the world that I live in. And a lot of people that have passed away from these technologies can't speak. I think there's a lot more, and they're trying to hide it because it is that devastating. So we got to take the action now.
And React 19 isn't trying to vaccines. It's simply trying to be transparent about the potential risks so that each of us can go to the doctor, know the risks ahead of time, and then
Right.
do a benefit versus the rewards versus the risk.
For sure. I think informed consent has been part of the platform. It's just know what you're going into. Know that if you do get injured, there's no one that's going to help you. The vaccine companies are not liable. You know, informed consent. We live in America. We have a free society. You can decide what you put in your body, but before you do that, know what you're getting into, and that's very important to me. Don't blindly them. Unfortunately, it's not working for our benefit. So.
And then you talked about losing a bunch of your friends. How about other censorship? Were you censored with any of your posting, your biography online? We talked about Mickey Willis before, and how Wikipedia has put a block on him, and he's got the circle and slash through him.
I have no doubt they're trying to silence him because he's one of the most amazing films, and all of his films are masterpieces. And this is information that the people behind this don't want people to know. But we just have to keep on fighting and fighting and sure that our voices are being heard. Yeah, I have been blacklisted. I'm trying to do an EP that I have songs from like 15 years ago from a writing camp. I email them, yes, yes, and all of a sudden they just ghost me because I am in blacklisted for where I stand. But the truth is that as much as I love my career and loved, doing music, humanity comes first, and no one's thinking about other people. And I'm not a selfish person, and that's something that is given me the greatest awakening from my injury, is that, we're children of God, protect one another.
Well, Jessica Sutta, thank you so much for speaking out. And the
Yeah.
first time I met you, I had to go back to YouTube and pull all the Pussycat Doll hits in order to jog my memory. But you had a
Yeah.
string of hits back in the time.
Yeah, back in the day. And hopefully as a solo artist, I'm aligning myself with artists that are the same mind, same thinking, same goals in mind, so it's fun. There's no pressure. And honestly, my main like purpose on this earth is to be a mother. And that's what I realized throughout this all is my son, and then music comes, and it's just a treat to be able to do it and perform again.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. The movie, Follow the Silenced. You can get tickets by going to followthesilenced.com. And the debut is this Saturday, 11 a.m. at the Directors Guild on Sunset Boulevard. Followthesilenced.com. Sutta, you have yourself a great day.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. God bless.
All right. Turn. It's going to be more morning show. Well, the last segment of the morning show is going to be me, Menji, and Mike over there. Come on back.